Well, Dave, congratulations. The biggest ever win over Grimsby, the biggest ever win over Altrincham now. It's been a terrific 8 days or so.
It has. It was important today that we felt it was a big opportunity for us, a big opportunity with a big crowd in here, and to get the start to the game that we did makes it an awful lot easier. Loads of positives, like I say, few bits that we can do better that I'm still frustrated with, but like I say, really pleasing to score the goals we have, and to send the people that were in here home happy is massive for us.
9,000 fans in here, the biggest regular league attendance in over 10 years. I think they're enjoying the football, and that must give you a great heart as well.
Yeah, that's our responsibility. I said that since I came in. The important thing when you have the people in the ground that we had today is that you keep them in the game for as much as possible, as long as possible. Even when we go 3 up and then we can see the poor goal, you sense a bit of dejection, a bit of air out of the balloon type thing, and we've spoken to the players about that, how you keep them in the game, whether that's a tackle, a header, a cross, a shot. There can be moments that sort of reinvigorate them, and you have to do that as regularly as possible to make sure that as close as possible to the 90 minutes that they are part of what's going on the green stuff in the middle. We did that pretty well, and I've said before, there will be times when things don't go as well for us on there. That's when we'll need them more than ever, and I'm pretty confident that they'll give us that backing.
5 different goals, including both your strikers as well, importantly. But when you're getting goals from all over the pitch, is that something you've worked on hard, a bit behind the scenes?
Not really worked on hard. I think we'll look to put the ball into good areas. We'll look to cross the ball. We'll look to ask questions for people to get in the box. And if we're playing down one side and looking to cross the ball, then numbers wise we want at least 4 people in the box. Now if you've only got 2 centre forwards, the suggestion would be that there's going to have to be somebody else gets in there, whether that's a midfielder, whether that's an opposite wing back, whether from set pieces that's a centre back. So we'd all and everyone will search for this 20, 30, 40 goal a season striker. If you can get a couple of them, you're not far away. But if you can look and have centre backs that contribute between 5 and 10, and you can have midfield players that have got the quality that ours have got, that go and back themselves to get forward and can finish, then hopefully that culminates to a successful team.
Talk to us a little bit about Anthony Sarcevic, man of the match today. Scored that goal early on, the first one since he arrived at the football club. He's really growing into this role now, isn't he? And he's starting to make a name for himself. Yeah,
I said in the press before the game, I think there's probably Will and Crosby have taken quite a lot of the plaudits, if you like, but them as a 3 have been really effective.
Yeah.
I suppose from a supporter's perspective and a perception perspective, the improvement or what Will and Crosby have been doing from where they were previously, that the difference is probably bigger. Saucers came in with probably a perception of, oh, by the way, he's played at League One, he should be well above this level. And when you're a midfield player, not so much an attacking midfield player, but one that will get in the box, you want to score goals, and sometimes you'll judge yourself on that efficiency and effectiveness in terms of them goals. He's had opportunities not taking them, and the longer that goes, the more that builds a little bit. I had a chat with him in the week, and listen, I'll tell him if he's not playing well. He won't need, and that's not been the case. He just hasn't had the goal that sort of backs up, from his perspective, justification of playing well. He's got that now, so hopefully he can go on a little run. He picked up a stupid yellow card, which means he's suspended, which is a disappointment. So I'm not happy about, and he knows that.
It was dissent, wasn't it?
Yeah. And we'd had a conversation, like I say, with him and with Paddy, who are both on 4 bookings. I suppose the worst case scenario for us was that we potentially could lose both. We don't, and listen, you have to deal with suspensions, but that was a cheap one that we could have avoided. He's older if you like, but he'll still learn, and I'll make sure he knows that for quite some time.
Have you lost Ryan Rydell as well? He came off injured early in the second half.
I'm not sure. It's an ankle roll, not serious. by any stretch. Becomes more serious when your next game's within 48 hours, but we'll just have to see how he is. We'll be in tomorrow. We'll take a view on what we've got, bodies, how people are feeling. If we need to make changes, then so be it. We know that we're at a bit of a disadvantage physically, but we're at an advantage in the fact we've produced a performance here, scored 5 goals and got 3 points on the board, and we want to make sure we add to that on Tuesday.
I must admit, when you spoke to Liam, you didn't sound too worried about the intensity of fixtures, but I think you've been through many Christmas and New Year periods, playing lots and lots of games back to back. You don't think it's actually that intense this time round?
It is for these 2 games, and that was for us. It then changes. I think this year's different in our division. I think there can be slight questions asked around what games people are playing. The league having an odd amount of teams in means that someone doesn't play on Boxing Day and someone doesn't play on the 28th and someone doesn't play around New Year. I suppose that luck of the draw, if that seems, or that's the case that it's you, then that's a pretty decent advantage you might have in terms of managing players. But it is what it is. It's the English calendar. We got used to it over many years. We've carried momentum forward. We've got to make sure that continues going to Solihull on Tuesday.
And just finally, you are going to Solihull with an opportunity now. You know if you win, you're in the playoff places. That's a fantastic incentive just for that individual game, isn't it?
It is. I think for us, at the minute, it's about getting 3 points. It's about winning the next game. It's about putting a run together. We're in a period where we have the next 2 games, if you like, and then a bit of a break in terms of us not playing on the 8th and the FA Trophy on the 15th. Once you get that out the way, when we play Eastleigh here on the 18th, it gets not more serious, but you really have a significant run then of games and league games, again depending on what happens in the FA Trophy. But ultimately, if we're getting in the playoff places, we're closer to the top of the league, and that's where we want to try and end up. So points are on offer. We're playing against a team that's, like I say, in and around us, if you like, in the table, and it almost goes double. I mean, if we can take 3 points off them and prevent them from taking any, then our cause will certainly be helped.
That was a lovely Christmas present today. 5 goals, great win, great to watch. Well done.
Thanks, John.